This is really symbolic for me, and it being my first sort of public address as the fire chief. But every generation has its own defining moment. Maybe we weren't all able to remember or witness Pearl Harbor or the Kennedy assassination, but those moments will always stand out as defining moments in American history. And 9/11 really proved to be just as significant, if not more. 9/11 changed the American landscape and introduced us all to the new global war on terrorism. The 343 firefighters in the posters, along with police officers and other first responders, selflessly risked everything to help others that day. Men like firefighter Alan D. Feinberg from the Pride of Mintown, Engine 54, Truck 4, Battalion 9, and firefighter Dan Marshall from the Lion's Den in Manhattan, Engine 23. There can be no greater sacrifice than for one to give their life in the line of duty. And in reflecting back on the action of the men that day, on a personal note, all I remember watching it on TV was the tens of thousands of people running to get away, and those few brave men and women that were doing everything that they could to get in there and to help people. All of the first responders, victims from the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and Flight 93 in Pennsylvania are represented here today by all of you in attendance. Your being here today signifies that we will, in fact, never forget. As we do every year, we will end our ceremony of remembrance with a moment of silence that will conclude with the ringing of our historic fire bell by Lieutenant Bob Aponte. Bob? Lieutenant Aponte is a retired New York City firefighter. This year, the bell will ring 15 times, once for each year that has passed since 9/11.
15 years have passed since the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks on America that changed the world forever. We now pause for a moment of silence to remember, honor, and pay tribute to those heroic firefighters, law enforcement officers, and Americans who lost their lives on that horrific day. Please pause now for a moment of silence in remembrance of these heroic individuals. Never forget, God bless America.